Mega Construx Halo has had a lot of history at this point with so many sets under its name. If you've collected since the start, you'd remember the 6 original main sets displayed on boxes and advertising. One set was the largest prize, and with it becoming nostalgic, they decided to bring it back. This is the Mega Construx Halo Aerial Ambush. Part of the 10th anniversary line of buildable Halo sets, the original Aerial Ambush, which I have, missing only a few parts, was the biggest draw, packed with a Sparrowhawk, the first of many Banshees, each of the figure molds of the time, and a turret, which seems to have been forgotten. Besides that, everything returns with the updated molds and vehicles featuring more in-depth builds or suited custom parts. Times have changed, but there's a scent of familiarity. It's like contacting a Facebook friend you hadn't talked to in a while and thinking, he does care. The set comes with 4 base plates, a plasma pistol for the Grunt, which the original Grunts never came with. I guess we could call it even for the missing turret, but I'm not happy about it. There's also an updated shotgun for the Spartan, flamethrower for the Flame Marine with a more flexible tube, and a gold beam rifle. A running theme for the 10th anniversary sets. Some people prefer a proper color and think this is ridiculous, but the line has a pizza gun. Let me remind you, a gun has pepperoni on it. Isn't this something? For those who have been with the Halo building block world at the beginning, even if you didn't get the original Aerial Ambush, you probably grabbed a set reusing similar figures. Now seeing them updated really brings to view just how much things changed. Grunts with separate hip joints? That's crazy! Wait a minute, haven't we seen you before? You can't fool me! This uses the same articulated style design that we've seen before, with new armor and head mold closer to the classic look. Different from the Grunt in the Hornet Blitz, the breather is removable. Bit of a pain to get on, and now his face looks like Cloverfield. Bluish skin with copper armor makes this a complete tribute to the old Grunts. Look who's grown up and can reach the shelf. Remember how simple and weird the elites were back in the day? Well, that's no longer the case because this is a premium looking Covenant elite with that original era style. So glad to see Halo Infinite jumped on this too. I like the clean armor that still remains alien, but the helmet is the highlight. Might seem a little big, but sizes up to the Spartans, looks pretty sharp for its size, and really, look at the old ones. We've come a long way. Gray underneath with blue armor, colored similar to the classic form, but now with the triple leg action. He is your superior. At the time, all we had were Flame Marines and Spartans. Don't know why, but Flame Marines were always exciting to get. This really sucks me back into that joy. The armor detail is absolutely crisp, with its mold and texture, especially around the helmet. Those lines over the gold are wonderfully made. Green undersuit different from the original dark green, but who am I to complain? And gray armor over top. We have Marines, we have Hellbringers, but there's always room for Flame Marines. And last on the reunion, the green Unsc Spartan, of course based on Halo Wars. Guess it was a good time for the sequel to come out because this is the appropriate mold to use. But not only that, the metallic green is a constant win. We don't get washes as often anymore, but I'll take the metallic deco with no complaints. Does have different shoulder pieces, and the helmet looks good with the gold visor. So glad to see the crew back. But what about the vehicles? It might take a second glance to realize this is the new Hawk design for Mega Construx, unless you're looking at the glowing yellow cockpit that might tip you off. The Hawk hasn't been seen in too many sets, but the construction is already superior. New parts and subtle to extreme changes don't seem to alter the general shape, but you'll see them nonetheless. The spikes on the wings are miles better than a 1x6 plate. The details on top are way better, and I love how the intakes are built, angled off but locked into place. Inside the cockpit reveals a new console piece, and this does fit a Spartan pilot. Speaking of which, no stickers, thank goodness. Everything you see is a tampo, including the Unsc logo on a large brick. Underneath the wings is a cluster of rockets and turrets attached on ball joints. On the front is another pair of turrets that was given an added up and down joint. Wait, I'm moving these and the turrets aren't popping off? It's true. Mega has come a long way. Couldn't update the back wings, curved plate, and a rectangle? But alright then. Sure, the bright cockpit could be obnoxious and the paint over it is too thin, but it seems to blend with the metallic green. Also, the large turbines could rotate. That's a bonus. This newly redesigned Covenant Banshee makes me realize that our original Covenant Banshee was faulty. The old one was fragile. I much prefer this cockpit with the metallic blue, and the turbines... well, the turbine says it all, doesn't it? The wings could potentially droop during play as they're connected by clips. Wish there was a locking spot, but there is a stopping point. If you want, you could bring up the cockpit slightly for a different look. And there's a clip to attach a figure in attack formation. I like the purple and light silver. I think they work well together. And that shiny blue with speckle gives it a marbled look. Plus, the molded texture is perfect. I appreciate the tempo parts on the front, and I understand the point, however, it just winds up looking flat. There is a launching feature hidden inside, so you can fire these projectiles. The set also comes with spares. You can open up the cockpit, barely, to find handles and a console for the Elite to pilot. Also, an advantage to the original, an included wobbly flight stand. Wait, but what about the Hawk? Am I supposed to use my imagination? Screw that, where's the stand? With all that, I call this one a successful anniversary set. Missing the turret unfortunately, but since the Grunt has a weapon now, he's no longer let out regardless. The updates really help, and the changes don't overtake it to the point where this becomes a whole different idea. The figures are nostalgic in design, and this is a good piece to people who missed out or want the updates. Team Hawk or Team Banshee, you decide.